46 months with this amazing cutie. Love you, Megu.
Can you guys stop jump scaring me with my alert sounds, please? He's actually quite a big Colby. He's actually quite big. No, really, don't cry. You're too sexy to cry. Have a good shop, Kiwi! Imagine waking up with sleep paralysis, but the sleep paralysis demon at the end of your bed is just just long cold. Oh my god, hi chat. Hi. Shall I put Colby on this scene too? Shall I put Colby on this scene too? I could have him stood up behind chat. Do you guys want to sit with Colby? Put him on the edge of the bed next to Tori. He's just a funny little creature. He's just a funny little creature. Oh my god, hi Ellie, hi. Hi Ellie. How are we doing, everyone? Yumi, congratulations on your wine. Congratulations. Who was responsible for the hype train? Hang on, what happened? What happened while I was setting up? We have a big heckin' resubbie from Toru, 19 months. Thank you very much, Toru. Slay! And thank you, Yumi, for the big heckin' 46 months. Holy shit. That's a lot of months. Bobbington, thank you for the beat. Thank you for the little beat. Thank you, guys. I literally, like, both resub alerts scared me. I, like, jumped. They both, like, jump scared me. I was like, ooh. I don't know if it's just if everything is everything loud today? It might just be me. Everything feels so loud, but it might just be me. I don't know. It's been a very overwhelming and discombobulating week. 1 and a second beat. Boington, stop wasting your beats. Stop wasting your beats. You don't even get a funny sound or anything for one beat. You don't even get a funny sound. I'll do a funny sound for you to make it worth it. Beep. You know, that's the one beat sound. Maybe you cleaned your ears and everything is normal. I have not cleaned my ears. I don't know. Like, my alerts sounded loud, and like I feel like the music sounds really loud too. But I've got it at like the same kind of point I normally have it. So like, I don't know. How's everyone doing anyway? How are we all? What day is it? It's Thursday. Happy Thursday, everyone. Wow, what a week it's been, huh? It's definitely been one of the weeks of this year so far. It definitely has been a week in the year so far. I keep trying to stream more, and just like life just does not want me to, chat. Life does not want me to. I got dragged into a stinky meeting. No, you have to come back. No meetings for Yumi. I feel like it's big meeting day today. Mia was like in a big meeting for like 2 hours this morning. Why is everyone in big stinky meetings today? Sorry, what do you mean gulp? You don't want to sit next to Colby? You don't want to sit with Colby, Toru? Why not? Why not? I don't know why you guys are all so scared of my cat. I don't know why you guys are all so scared of him. He's just a little guy. He's just a little guy. What's the problem? What's the problem? He's just a little baby. He's just a little baby. I mean, most people wouldn't want to sit next to me, is my point. I'd sit next to you. Colby's chill as fuck. No, he is. Of all the words you could use to describe Colby, chill is definitely not one of them. Chill is definitely not one of them. I've been worrying over some Pokemon cards I got, but turns out they're fine. Debating if I should open the box I got and have Chinese belly bites cooking. Ooh, nice. Is that like pork belly bites, I'm guessing? Colby sees us as food. No, Colby sees people as playthings. He doesn't see people as food. He just sees them as playthings. Colby only likes to eat plastics. If you're not made of plastic, then he probably won't eat you. If you're not made of plastic, then Colby probably won't eat you. If you are made of plastic, then you need to worry. I assume so. The package. Oh, the packaging just says belly. Oh my god, what if it's man belly? What if it's man belly? Wait, what do you mean it doesn't say? What do you mean it doesn't say? Could be any belly. It's in Discord. Wait, I gotta have a look at this. I want to see the belly. Oh, it do just say Chinese belly bites, huh? Well, I hope they're nice. I hope they're nice. I mean, it looks nice. It looks like nice mystery meat, at least. It looks like very nice mystery meat. It's gotta be pork belly, right? Because I don't think like you never see people say like lamb belly or beef belly. It's gotta be pork, surely. It's way more fun to pretend it's something weird, though. It's funnier to pretend it's something weird. It's funnier to pretend it's mystery meat. I'm exhausted from doing the editings. Oh, editing. Is that like video editing? Editing is a lot of work. I need to get back on to doing edits, but I just haven't. It could be aardvark. It could be aardvark. It could be aardvark belly. We don't know that it's not. We don't know that it's not. Bobbington makes an excellent point. Hi, Nixon. How you doing? Wait, that's such a cute little emote. Is that a little glorp? Oh, it's a little glorpy cat. I mean, that's so cute. I love him. How we doing, Nixon? How we doing? Are we still sludging? It's been very much sludge hours for me still. It's been very much sludge hours for me still lately. Chat, you know how I've said on stream like multiple times recently? You know how I've said multiple times, like, you know, like, oh, I'm thinking about asking my doctors for like an increase to my antidepressants, but like I haven't done it. I've done it now. I've done it now. Yay! We had a little bit of a mental breakdown on Monday, and on Tuesday I was like, wow, I guess I really need help. So yeah, I've actually asked now, and I am taking a higher dosage of my antidepressants now, and I've also been referred for therapy. I've also been referred for therapy, and they're also going to see about chasing up my ADHD assessment and putting it through Right to Choose instead, so it's faster. The call, because I had a phone call with the doctors on Tuesday. I had a call with someone from the psychiatric team. So it was a psychiatric nurse that I spoke to. And like at one point, like bless her, like she was asking me questions and that obviously as part of like her assessment and whatnot. And at one point she like literally turned around to me. She's like I say turned around, like we were on the phone, but you know what I mean. I mean, like she's like Megu, sorry, can I stop you a second, Megu? Megu, I'm really sorry. Can you please slow down a bit? You're talking really fast. And so like I apologized to her. I was like, oh god, I'm so sorry. I'm really, really sorry. Sorry. And then she's like, no, don't worry. You don't have to panic. You don't have to like apologize or anything. It's fine. I just need you to try and calm down and just slow down a little bit because I want to help you, but I can't help you if I can't understand you. And then I apologized again. I was like, I'm really sorry. I was like, I am on the waiting list for ADHD, so that may be part of it. And then I shit you not, chap. I shit you not. The nurse literally went, oh, okay, that would explain it. She was literally like, oh, okay. But she was really nice. The psychiatric nurse I spoke to was really nice, bless her. But she did later on in the call. She did like mention several times, you know, if you are ADHD, which I do think you are. So like I haven't had my official assessment yet, technically, but you know, we all know I've been fairly extensively peer reviewed by friends now. And the fact that I never asked for the ADHD assessment because I originally like queried about like I think I might have autism, but the doctor just like put me in through ADHD assessment instead. And then speaking to the psychiatric nurse on Tuesday, and her being like, "Yeah, no, I think you are." It's weirdly validating. It's weirdly validating. I know, like, obviously, it's still not an official diagnosis, but for a psychiatric nurse, you know, to turn around and say, "No, I think you are," it feels very validating. It feels very validating. ADHD could be given. Yeah, there's a lot of overlap, isn't there? I know there is a lot of overlap between the two. Aye, that's my £2 tray butcher's meats. They also have ham hocks for free. Oh, ham hocks lovely. I love a bit of ham hock. But yeah, she was really nice, and like she did ask me like if I've ever tried therapy before, and I was like, no, because like, and like, okay, I'll put my hands up and admit, like, this is, you know, very much a misconception on my part. But like, mentally, I think about therapy. You know, if I think about therapy, and I'm thinking like what you see on like TV shows and the movies and stuff, you know, like I'm thinking about like someone laying down on the couch and telling all their problems to a man in a suit with a clipboard, sort of thing. You know, that's what I'm mentally envisioning. If I think of therapy, like that's kind of what the mental vision is, you know, and like. I think of therapy, and like for me, like yeah, I'm like, you know, severely depressed and stuff like that, but like it's not like it's tied to an event, you know, like it's not like it's tied to like, you know, I don't know, like sexual assault or like some kind of like traumatic event or something like that. So like it's not like I feel like I would go into therapy and they'd be like, so why are you sad? And I'd be like, you know. So like I don't know, I kind of never really felt like therapy would like be for me, because like I don't know, I don't know what's wrong, you know. It's like I feel like if someone says to me, so what's wrong, how can we help you, I genuinely would just be like, I don't know. I don't know, I'm just sad like all the time. Like But the nurse I spoke to was really nice, and like she told me about how there's like different types of therapies and stuff, and they would like, she said what they'll do, like I'll get a call once the referral goes through and stuff, I'll get a call from someone from the team that deals with the therapy and stuff, and then I'll have like an hour's phone call with them to like go through shit, and then after that phone call, like they go away and they speak to like their team as a whole, and like make like an action plan of like, you know, how we think we can help you, sort of thing. And like the nurse did say, she was like, I think it could be helpful for you, like especially if you are ADHD, which I do think you are, because she said like obviously it's not like a guarantee, like because obviously everyone's different at the end of the day, aren't they? So like it's not guaranteed that it would work or anything, but like she said, like because like a lot of the issues with ADHD in your brain, you know, it's like completely like disordered thoughts and stuff, you know, like she said like a lot of people can like benefit from like having like action plans or like coping mechanisms and stuff like that to like help manage the everything that goes on with ADHD and stuff. And she mentioned like a couple different types of therapy. I won't lie, I can't remember the names right now. She mentioned a few things. It was a very big and overwhelming phone call. I was like on the phone with them for about 40 minutes. And I cried a lot while I was on the phone because like obviously we were talking about like very sensitive subjects and stuff. I'm gonna chat. It was so embarrassing as well because I went to Mum's on Tuesday and I got the phone call while I was still at Mum's. So bless her, Mother Moo is like sat in the other room. I was like standing, pacing the kitchen while I was on the phone call. I was just like pacing back and forwards in the kitchen. I'm a phone pacer. So I'm like pacing about like the kitchen in circles. My mum is like staying out the way and staying quiet in the living room, but like obviously she can hear everything that's happening. We're not like everything, but she can hear everything I'm saying, right? She can't hear what the lady on the other end of the line was saying, but she could hear everything I was saying. And like it was so awkward because like I wanted to answer the lady's questions like honestly and truthfully and stuff, obviously, because like I wanted the best, outcome. But also, like, in the back of my head, I'm like, fucking hell, mum can hear everything. And like I've not really been like that vulnerable or open with my mum about like my thoughts and feelings and stuff. And then like until the thing that happened on Monday, like mum only found out I was on antidepressants on Tuesday. Mum didn't even know I was on antidepressants until Tuesday. And I've been on them for like a year now. But she didn't even know. Like, I'm not that open or vulnerable about my mental health struggles with my mum. So my mum's like hearing all of this. It must have felt like such a fucking bombshell to her, bless her. And I got a text from her today. I'm like getting texts from her now. Just being like, hey, how you doing? Making, are you okay, sweetie? I'm like, oh, fuck you now. Oh, it's so awkward, man. It's so awkward. But I had a chat with mum, obviously, after I got off the phone call. And obviously I filled her in with what had happened and stuff. And you know how I've told you guys before, you know how I've said before about how like I did try speaking to mum probably about a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago. I did try bringing up to mum that I thought I might be like autistic or ADHD, and she shut me down. She like rather brutally and unceremoniously, she shut me the fuck down. And I was like, ooh. I was like, oh, we don't talk about this anymore. We don't talk about this anymore. Like, I didn't let her shut down. Like, I didn't let her like what's the word? Like, is it like dissuade or something? Like, I didn't let her change my mind on it, sort of thing. I didn't think to myself like, oh well, if mum says I can't have it, there's no way I have it. I know I joke all the time, like there's no way that's me. My mum says I'm normal, but like I don't actually believe her. I do still believe in my head and my heart that I am, probably autistic or ADHD or both, maybe. I don't know. We'll see what happens in the future. But like, so I still believe that, but I just decided, based on how bad she reacted like the first time I brought it up, I was basically like, well, we just put that thought in the box under the stairs and we never talked to mum about that again. We never talked to mum about that again. But obviously it came up on the phone call. And mum was overhearing everything, so we talked about it. And I said to her, I was like, I know I tried talking to you before about it and you shut me down, but the nurse just said, like, I think you probably are ADHD. She's like, the symptoms you're explaining, like, the way you're saying, like, your emotions work and, like, your mind works and stuff like that. And just, like, the way you're, like, talking to me and stuff, she's like, I'm pretty confident you have ADHD. So I did say that to mum afterwards and we had a little chat. And it turns out my mum, first of all, she did apologize, which I thought was really nice. I really appreciated the fact that she apologized. She didn't try and like make excuses for herself or be like, like, no, I didn't mean it like that or anything like that. Like, first and foremost, she apologized, which was really nice. And then she did go on to explain, she was like, the reason, back then I didn't think you were was because when, like, I can't remember when, but like when she was younger, she used to be friends with someone who had a son who had ADHD, but he was like your very like textbook, stereotypical, violent, bouncing off the walls, hyperactive kind of ADHD. And that was the only experience mum had ever had with ADHD sort of thing. And obviously I'm not hyperactive, bounce off the walls kind of guy. I'm not really like, outwardly violent or aggressive or anything like that. So in mum's mind, me turning around saying like, I think I have this, and her only real experience of that was something so completely far away from what I am. Like, I can kind of see why, and like it is a very common misconception as well. So I can kind of see where she was coming from, but it was really nice to actually talk to her about it and for her to actually like put her hands up and admit that she was wrong. And then like, I don't know if she's like I don't know if she's thought about it since, but like just hasn't brought it up or anything. I don't know. But like she did say, like, after hearing you on the phone, like, yeah, I think you probably are too. It's just like, after hearing the way you were, like, yeah, you do sound kind of ADHD. So it was nice to finally like be able to say it to mum without like getting shut down about it and stuff. But yeah, without a doubt, I'd say both. I still think it's probably both. I think it's probably both. Like I was saying in Discord the other day, like obviously I'm already on the waiting list for the ADHD assessment. So I'll go through with that. Honestly, if I do get an ADHD diagnosis, I don't know if I'm going to go for an autism one too. I don't know if I'm going to bother because like with ADHD, like I know like there is like medication that you can get for ADHD and I know not everyone likes to use it. Like I know it's a very personal decision. But I know like there is medication they can give you to like help with the symptoms of ADHD, right? Whereas with autism, like it would just be a nice to know kind of thing, you know? But like obviously there's not really any medication or anything they can do about autism. It would just be like ticking the box sort of thing, you know? And like I don't know, I don't know if I will need that. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how the ADHD process goes. She is going to oh my god, it was so funny as well when she was talking about the therapy. When she was talking about the therapy, like in my borough where I live, it's actually a self-referral process. It's actually a self-referral process. So normally like the doctor or like the mental health team will decide, yeah, no, we think you do need therapy. This is how you refer yourself for it. And the psychiatric nurse that I was speaking to, bless her, she did explain that to me. And she said, now, Megu, don't take this the wrong way, okay? Don't take... She didn't say the words, but like, you know, like the meme, like, I'm going to hold your hand while I tell you this. She didn't say those exact words. I can't remember the exact words that she did use, but it was essentially the same thing, you know. She did that, I'm going to hold your hand while I tell you this. She was like, now this is how it normally works. Now, Megu, please don't take this the wrong way. I don't mean this offensively, but I don't think if I give you the self-referral details and I end this call, I don't think you're going to go and do it, are you? And I was like, no, probably not, no. She fucking saw right through me, chat. She fucking saw right through me. I was like... And then she was like, if it's okay with you, she was like, I can do the referral for you. Like, normally we do it this way. Normally it is self-referral. But under the circumstances and stuff, and the fact that I don't feel like you're going to do it, are you okay to give me your permission to file it on your behalf? And I was like, yes, please do. I was like, yeah, please do. Because like when we were talking about the ADHD assessment, she did ask me, she was like, are you going through Right to Choose? And I was like, no. I was like, I know about Right to Choose and I'm aware of it. And it has been on my to-do list to, you know, make an appointment and discuss putting it through Right to Choose instead, because I'm on the giga fucking like 3-4 year waiting list at the moment. So it's been on my radar to do it, but I just haven't got round to doing it yet. So like she knew damn well that like I wasn't gonna do those things myself. So yeah, she, even though the therapy thing is normally a self-referral service in my county, she's done that for me, bless her. And then she was like, do you want me to send a, like, she was like, I can speak to a social prescribing team. Like I can see about like getting you on Right to Choose with, you know, without you having to make another appointment or anything. So I was like, yes, please. Yes, please. Because again, left to my own devices, I don't know how long it will take me to do it. Even though I know that other friends in the UK have done autism and ADHD assessments through Right to Choose. And it's insane how much quicker it makes things. And I've thought to myself every time, I really need to get on and do that. Yeah, no, I really need to do that. I've got to make an appointment and do that. But I've just never done it. I just haven't done it yet. The Yumi fucking blew my mind because the other day, like, I can't remember when it was now, but like fairly recently, like Yumi just like pops into my DMs. He's like, "Hey, guess who's diagnosed ADHD now?" And I was literally like, "What the fuck?" I was like, literally like, "What the fuck? How was that so fast?" And I'm like, "Did you vote to choose it?" And he was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Fuck, that actually makes such a big difference." Like, it's actually insane how much quicker right to choose is. So yeah, hopefully she can get me on the right to choose pathway. Hopefully she can get me on the right to choose pathway. I don't really know how I feel. Yeah, if I do get diagnosed ADHD, I don't know how I feel about medication. I think I would probably give it a go. But I know, like, a lot of people, I know it's one of those things that's very polarizing, it seems. And, like, a lot of people like it, and I've heard people that don't like it. I've heard stories of people saying that, like, you know, yeah, it did make them, like, technically more capable of doing things and stuff, but, like, I know, like, I've heard stories of it, like, you know, people losing, like, their like, passion for hobbies and stuff sort of thing. And I know some people said, like, you know, they didn't feel like they were themselves anymore, you know, without like all the like thoughts in their brain and just stuff like that. So I know it is a deeply personal thing, and I don't really know where I sit on the fence of it yet. I feel like I would be willing to give medication a try, but I guess we'll just have to cross that bridge when we come to it. Maggie, be strong when I tell you this. You're British. No! No, not British. Anything but British. Fuck. You mean to tell me I've been British this whole time? Fuck. Right to choose does both. Yeah, I know it does. I originally asked about an autism assessment, but the doctor put me through for an ADHD one instead. I don't know if that was him saying he doesn't think I'm autistic or if he just thinks I'm more ADHD. I don't know. But he didn't do both. And I haven't submitted an autism diagnosis request yet. I decided one thing was enough, you know, one thing was enough to deal with, even though technically, you know, it's more waiting than it is dealing with. But I don't know, it just felt like enough for now. It just felt like enough for now to be on one list. So yeah, I don't know. I might go for autism diagnosis as well, or I might not bother. I don't know. I don't know. Again, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. That's problems for future Megu. It's problems for future Megu. It's been over a year since I said I was going to do right to choose. I literally have the webpage open right now. I've had it open for a week. I still have not done the referral. Oh, Nayasa, you should do it, honey. I know that's very much easier said than done. Trust me, I know. And I'm a big hypocrite for saying it because I didn't do it for myself. But you should do it. It actually makes such a big difference because, like, I'm pretty sure, like, me and Yumi started, like, talking about it, like, a similar sort of time. And I think Yumi technically, like, started the diagnosis process after me. But then, because of right to choose, he's officially diagnosed now. Like, he's already, I think he's, like, on the waiting list for medication and stuff. Whereas I haven't even had an assessment yet. I'm just in the fucking 3-year waiting list. Mr. Lion!
Can't believe Megu hates me so much just to start stream as I'm finishing work. Anyways,
I told you, Yumi. I told you, Mr. Lion. I said earlier, because I was like, who's going to get the worm? And Yumi got it. But like, I didn't even see you do like a redeem or anything. And then I looked at the time and I was like, I'm pretty sure Mr. Lion's probably walking home from work, which is why you got the worm. If you had been here, I think you would have gotten the worm. But you weren't. Thank you so much for the big heckin' resubby, though. 45 months. 45 months. I love you, Mr. Lion. Thank you for the resubby. Oh, but you asked for autism? That seems bizarre. He didn't do both. Yeah, I don't know, Bobbington. I don't know, but I didn't ask questions. I didn't ask questions. It was a very overwhelming day as it was, so I didn't ask questions. Well, to be fair, no, like when I went to that appointment, The appointment where this came up was like, I went there to see, because I wanted to question about like my joint pain and stuff that I have all the time, right? Because I was worried, like, because of like family history and stuff, like my mum's got rheumatoid arthritis. There's a family history of both rheumatoid and osteoarthritis in the family. My mum also has fibromyalgia. So, you know, there's a lot of family history of like, you know, body joint pain kind of conditions. And I was worried that like, you know, maybe that's why, you know, my joints are as bad as they are. Maybe that's why my knees are so bad, sort of thing. So I originally went there to talk about that. But then I think I did end up like having a bit of a breakdown in the appointment because again, it was very emotional and overwhelming and stuff. And like that was when the doctor asked me, he was like, you know, do you think you would benefit from antidepressants? And I was like, yeah. So in that appointment, we ended up talking about all sorts of things. And I did mention about how I thought I was like potentially like autistic in the appointment. Like when we were talking about like all sorts of stuff, I did mention it, but he never said, like he never actually said to me like on the appointment that day, he didn't say, I'm putting you forward for a referral. Like I got a text like a day or two later after the appointment. I got a text from the GP saying like, hi Meggie, just to let you know, we've been forwarded a request for an ADHD referral for you. Please fill in this questionnaire. And I was like, huh? I didn't ask for an ADHD referral. But I was like, okay, well, I mean, they've requested it, so I'll do it, I guess. So that's how it ended up happening. But yeah, I never got the same thing for autism, only ADHD. So, but yeah, it is what it is. And Megu just never asked questions. Megu just never asked questions. Welcome back, Yumi. That was a short meeting. It was a short meeting. That wasn't too bad. That wasn't too bad. Look, Yumi, Mr. Lyons here now. I was right. I was right. He was coming home from work. That's why he didn't steal the worm. The voices are a good argument to staying off it. I don't know what I'd do without 6 different voices yelling at me. Yeah, like that's one thing I've heard, Bobbington. Like I've heard that like a lot of people like kind of, although it might technically make them more productive, like a lot of people don't necessarily like it. And like I've seen people like say things like, you know, they just feel like a mindless like kind of zombie on it kind of thing, and they don't like that. So yeah, I don't know. Like I say, I think I'd be willing to give it a go if I do get diagnosis. Like I think I would be willing to give it a go, but I'm not under any illusion that it's gonna like change my entire life, sort of thing, you know. You're a short meeting. Oh. Oh. Meds can make you feel nothing. Yeah, like, and that's kind of like, I don't know if I would like that, you know, as much as like, you know, like sometimes like the thoughts can be, you know, fairly debilitating, but like, I don't know if I would want to not think about anything, you know, like, I don't know. It sounds weird. I feel like you'd have to experience it. I don't feel like you could really say without at least trying. One lobotomy, please. I would love a lobotomy. I would love a lobotomy. I keep asking Mia for a lobotomy, and he just looks at me like I'm a freak and says no. Mia just looks at me like I'm a freak when I ask for a lobotomy, and then he says no. Yeah, I'm going to crack the window a bit. It's a bit toasty in here, isn't it? It's a bit toasty. I have never had a thought. Lilac, I love that for you. I love that for you, Lilac. Men. Fucking men. I don't remember my autism diagnosis much. I remember learning to tie my shoes there, and they taught me to ride a bike. Wait, you're like autism diagnosis? That's wild. When they was talking to me about it, they said they normally spend a while checking to see how it goes, and if it doesn't help, they will take you off it. Yeah. Dentist all over now, just go away from my right. Did they sort you out, Lilac? Is it like all done and dusted, or is it a follow-up appointment thing? 'Cause I know you were saying in Discord earlier, like you hope they deal with it and not just like, oh yeah, we've had a look. This is the plan for next time. No, fuck. No, do you still have the half a tooth? Do I need to come round with my pliers? I've got some pliers. I've got some pliers. I'll come round. I'll come round. Paracetamol and the pair of pliers will do the job, right? Pliers are how I got in this situation. Oh. Oh. Maybe we don't go round with pliers then. Maybe we don't go round with the pliers. The place that diagnosed me did a few weeks of workshop type thing. You were diagnosed when you were a lot younger though, weren't you, Bobbington? I think you've said before, like you've been diagnosed a long time. Dentist couldn't pull my hand and use pliers, which broke the tooth. Oh, ew. But the extraction is next Wednesday. Oh, it's a shame it's still so far away. That sucks. I would have been about 8, 9. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes more sense then, in the context of like tying your shoe and riding a bike and stuff. That makes more sense if you were just a kid. That makes more sense as just a kid. I've seen like TikToks. I don't know how true this is, but like I've seen like so many TikToks where like people said about like the autism diagnosis as like an adult. And apparently a really common thing to be asked is like they ask you to like demonstrate how you brush your teeth. And like that's just fucked. That's just fucked. But like the amount of videos I've seen about it, and then you go to the comments, and there's always like a reply at the top of the comments that being like, I don't know how I would explain this because it would depend on circumstances. Because like I brush my teeth differently morning and evening, but also I don't brush my teeth every day because if X, Y, or Z thing has happened, I might not brush them. And then there's always just replies underneath like, yeah, you should get tested. Because I don't know how true it is, but apparently, like, if you ask a normal person, like, if you ask someone who isn't neurodiverse, like, if you ask a neurotypical person to demonstrate how to brush your teeth, apparently they will just, like, go straight into RP mode and, like, just illustrate how they would do it. And, like, I genuinely don't know. Yeah, exactly, Tyrone. They'll just show you how they do it, yeah. Whereas, like, for me, like, I genuinely don't even know where I would begin. Like in my head, I'm going to be thinking, like, what kind of toothbrush am I using? Because, like, if I'm using an electric toothbrush or a manual toothbrush, it's going to be a very different procedure, right? It's going to be a very different procedure. And, like, what kind of toothpaste do I have? Because, like, if I'm using my unflavored toothpaste, then, you know, that's fine. But, like, if I'm using a minty toothpaste, I'm going to be brushing my teeth in a very different way. Do you know what I mean? Like, I genuinely can't even imagine how you answer that question. But that's like a really common thing in autism diagnoses, apparently. The other thing is autistic people will mime an electric toothbrush. Well, yeah, because like I use an electric toothbrush at the moment, right? And like, so like I don't scrub, you know, I don't do like a hand backwards and forwards scrub on my teeth because I have an electric toothbrush. So like I just like hold it in place like over the tooth, you know. I'll like do like a bit of up and down to like make sure I'm getting like the whole surface area. But like I don't do the whole like, you know, back and forward or like circular motion scrubbing. Like obviously if I was using like just a manual toothbrush, I would. But like if I was using an electric toothbrush, then, you know, you just hold it in place per tooth for a bit, you know, and then you work your way along. But like I don't even do it in like a set way, you know, like I brush my teeth different all the time. Like sometimes I start like in the middle, sometimes I start at the back, sometimes I do like the insides of my teeth first, sometimes I'll do the front. Like I don't do it in like any kind of like set or regimented way, you know. So like I feel like for me it would be really hard to explain how I brush my teeth because like it very much depends. Like there's so many varying factors that could change the entire experience. Have you seen a clip of Ash and Pikachu brushing his teeth from the anime? I don't know. It's not ringing a bell. I might have seen it and forgotten about it, or I might have just not seen it. I don't know. Kind of the whole fucking point of getting what it's let it do the job. Right? Why would you also scrub if you have an electric? Yeah, like I feel like if I was like scrubbing with an electric toothbrush, I feel like I'm gonna be doing like less brushing overall, right? Because like the whole point is that it's doing that for you, and like I feel like if I'm scrubbing it as well, I'm just like I feel like it's probably got less contact with the tooth. Like it's probably less cleaning overall. I would imagine. I don't know, but that's at least how I imagine it. I'm not a dentist, so I don't know. But yeah, I always, when I'm using an electric toothbrush, I just like hold it on my teeth and then just like move it along to the next teeth, like next tooth I'm brushing, you know? I don't scrub with an electric toothbrush because that's not the point of an electric toothbrush. Wait, you don't scrub it too? Not with an electric one, no. Like with an electric one, you just hold it in place. You just hold it in place and then like move it along when you need to, right? Is that not normal? I swear that's the right way to use one. I swear that's how. Wait, now I don't know if I'm wrong. Wait, chat, how do you use an electric toothbrush? You just hold it, right? Like you just hold it on the teeth and let it do its like. You know, you don't scrub. You don't scrub, right? 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 I'm so confused now. Let's have a little look at Lilac's clip. Oh no, I don't think I have seen this clip because this is from one of the newer seasons of anime. Hold on, chat. I'm gonna have a look at this quickly. Oh, it might be loud. Wait, can you? Oh, you can't see it. This is for my eyes only. Sorry, chat. I feel like I would get a fucking migraine if I did that, Lilac. That's insanity. There's no way you do that. There's no way you do that. That's insanity. I feel like I would just have a headache if I did that. I hold the toothbrush and move my hair. That's what Lilac's just said. Lilac's just sent me a video of that. Don't you have that Giga brush too that has the earthquake setting? Yeah, but like it feels like it doesn't. It looks and sounds a lot worse than it is. It looks and sounds worse than it is. Like it's not actually like that bad. Like it looks and sounds bad, like externally, but like internally, it's fine. Like when it's in your mouth, you don't really feel it. You're by fucking lying. There's no way. I don't have media share like properly set up on this scene. I don't think. But here you go, chat. You can click on that yourself. That's the video Lilac gave me to illustrate how he brushes his teeth. I think that's psychotic. I can't even imagine. I feel like I would feel so sick if I did that. I feel like I would genuinely feel so sick if I did that. My mum pissed me off with an electric toothbrush. She got me one for my birthday after I brought one a few weeks prior. Oh, that's just annoying. That's just fucking annoying. Hygienists would tell you to make small circular motions across each tooth, making sure to run across the yeah, like you move it about a little bit to like obviously make sure you're getting the whole surface of your tooth, but like you're just like guiding the toothbrush around, but letting it do the hard work. You're not like scrubbing it round and round in circles kind of thing. That video does not seem odd to me. Nah, you guys are insane. Nah, you're pulling my leg. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way. I feel like I've got a headache just thinking about. Yeah, this has got to be rage bait. I'm with Tyra on this one. I'm with Toru on this one. This has got to be rage bait. It's a good one too. It's fucking working. might be the best rage bait of the year so far. Chat, I need to change quickly. I'm wearing like a jumper and I'm really hot. I'm gonna put a t-shirt on. Give me 2 seconds. Seems normal to be aged. No, you're pissing me off. That's not normal. There's no way that's normal. It's hard to understand how people feel when I do this shit to them. I think I might stop. Okay, but Aimlabs is so free though, right? Aimlabs is so free, right? This is how you do it. Oh no, I'm scared. What are you gonna show me now? What am I about to see? That's too much effort, man. I ain't moving my whole body when I'm brushing my teeth. I'm tired. If only I played Battlefield. Fuck, man. So I move my head for the front and then move my hand for getting the back teeth. I can't even imagine moving my head for it. That's so strange to me. That's so strange. I literally cannot even imagine doing that. That's crazy. I feel like they wouldn't even feel clean if I like. There's no way I'd be getting like. There's no way I'd be getting clean. Surely. I'm changing up. I'm neurotypical. You guys have done everything. Sometimes I'll tilt my head back a bit if I want to get to the very back teeth, but like, yeah, but that's normal though, right? But like holding the brush and just like your head is wild. I feel like if I was doing that as well, I feel like wouldn't like the head motion like I feel like I'd end up just like spitting toothpaste everywhere or something. Like I feel like that would just be messy and disorientating. I feel like I'm back in DT trying to saw wood or something. What's DT? Oh, design tech? Do you mean design tech? My first thought was Dawn Shower, but I was like, there's no way that's Dawn Shower related. I saw DT and my brain initially went to Dawn Shower and I was like, you don't saw anything in Dawn Shower, so I know it's not that. Design tech makes more sense, yeah. Design technology, lad! I used to have a crush on my design technology teacher. I used to have a crush on him. Design toothbrush. It was resistant materials here. Oh. No, we were design technology. We were design technology here. We had design technology, graphics tech, and home tech is how we called them in our school. Like home tech was like the cookery and like the sewing and stuff. And then graphic design was like the graphics tech was like graphics design. And then design technology was like all the like manual stuff like woodworking and soldering and stuff like that. We called it food tech. Oh. Teacher had a heart problem and many more heartstrings than he was supposed to. Mithril toothbrushes. Delicious. Food tech, resistant materials, textiles, and engineering. Oh, damn, your school was fancy. Your school was fancy. I'm heard. We had on the subject of school, right? And it's like a tangent, but whatever. On the subject of school, the door knocked yesterday, right? And I went to answer it, and it was a man from the internet company. And he like looks at me and he like, do I know you? And I'm like, I don't think so. I don't recognize you. And he's like, no, I think I recognize you. Did you go to school name? And he named a school that I did not go to. And I was like, no, I didn't go to school there. And he was like, oh, did you go to a school in Megutown though? And I was like, no, I didn't grow up in Megutown. He was like, oh, how long have you lived here for? And I was like, I've only lived here like 10 years. And he's like, oh, where do I recognize you from then? And I'm like thinking to myself, like, I don't think you do. Like, why do you have to recognize me? Like, I said no, shut up. It was so annoying, but I ended up calling Mia because I was like, Mia, can you come talk to the internet man? I was like, come talk to the internet man, Mia. I just make Mia deal with it because I don't understand what he was saying anyway. I don't understand what he was saying anyway, but apparently he was the same guy that signed us up to the internet like a year and a half ago or however long ago it was. And so he was like, oh, that's why I recognize you because like I did the sign up. And he's like, do you really not recognize me? And I was like, no. I'm sorry, man. Like, you're an internet salesman that came into my house one time, like, over a year ago. Like, I don't remember you. I'm sorry. I'm like, I'm really sorry. Like, no, I don't remember you. You wouldn't recognize me if it was last week. Never mind that. Fucking hell. Yeah, right? Like... And he was like, see, I've got one of those memories. Like, if I see something, I remember it forever. And I was just like, I'm face blind. I forget. I'm really bad. I forget faces. There's been so many times where I've been like out and about and someone's seen me and they'll be like, oh, Megu, how you doing? I ain't seen you for ages. How are you doing? Are you still with me? Oh, that's nice. Well, anyway, I got to run. It was lovely catching up with you. Bye. And then like my mum will be like, who was that? And I'm like, I don't know. I'll just be like, I don't know. It's happened when I've been out with Mia before as well. And afterwards, Mia's like, who's that? And I'm like, I don't know. And like, I know, like when stuff like that happens, I know obviously I did know the person because, you know, they knew too much about me to have not known me. So like, I know I did know them, but like, I couldn't tell you who they were. I couldn't tell you who they were. We had people come to a shop I went to school with. Only one person recognizes me. I had home economics, cooking, and sewing. I remember when I did like my cooking in school. I remember one time we had to make like chicken curry, and we had chicken, like we had to have like chicken breast fillets, obviously for the chicken like component. And I didn't like I really don't like the feeling of chicken breast. And like everyone was taking the piss out of me because I got a fork and I was like cutting it with a knife and fork rather than just like holding it with my hand and cutting with the other. I got a fork. Because I didn't like feeling it. I still don't like it. I fucking hate the way chicken breast feels. Chicken breast is minging. I like eating it, don't get me wrong, but like I can't hold raw chicken, man. It's disgusting. Yeah, you too. Who the fuck was that? Exactly, Tyru. Exactly. I went into someone at Pets at Home and he was like, where do I know you from? Did you know them, Yumi? Did you know them? I wear gloves to handle chicken. I cut it with scissors because sod using a knife. I don't know if I would like how it feels even with gloves. I don't know if I would like how it feels even with gloves. If I need like portioned chicken, like I'm just gonna buy like pre-sliced chicken. I will just either just eat an entire chicken breast or I will buy like, you know, when it's like comes pre-diced. I got no business cutting chicken, man. Shit's vile. I had to be taken out of the cooking part of home ec because of what I can only describe as crippling performance anxiety. Oh, Nixon, I'm sorry, buddy. I remember getting taken out of PE because I was a sickly kid. I was always on my period. So I could very rarely do swimming lessons. And then because of my issues with my ankle, I wasn't allowed to do any high impact activities. And then one day my PE teacher, like, who hated me, she just decided, well, fuck you. If you're not doing the high impact sports, you're not doing any sports. And so I ended up just like, for all the PE lessons, I would just be like sat on the side, just watching everyone else do whatever the activity was, which was so fun. It's so fun. Like, we could be doing something like shot put or something, or like, you know, like we would be doing something that wasn't even high impact or anything. And I would just have to sit out and watch everyone. Like, great. I got out of PE by doing statistics. I was a very happy Bobbington. Like, I didn't even get to like go do a different class or like take that period in like the library or anything. Like, I just had to. I still had to be present in PE class. Like, it was always so annoying as well because, like, even though I wasn't allowed to participate, like, I still had to like get changed into my PE kit and stuff. So like, I would still have to take my PE kit into school with me on like PE days, and I would still have to like go into the changing room and change into my PE kit and that. But then I would just be like sat on the playing field, just watching everyone else do whatever the day's activity was, because my teacher was just like, "Well, if you're not doing what I want you to do, you're not doing anything." Power tripping house teacher. It's because my mum went up to school and like blew her lid at him. Because there was one time I had a letter because it was cross country, and I had a letter from mum saying, you know, Meg, you can't do cross country because of her ankle. But the teacher basically said, "No, I don't believe you. Go out there and run." And I remember like running like halfway around the playing field. And like I was in so much pain and stuff, and I remember like getting my phone, and I remember like phoning my mum. I'm like stood in like the back fucking corner at the playing field, and I'm on the phone to my mum like, "Mum, the PE teacher made me do cross country, and my ankle really hurts, and I don't know if I can walk back to the school." So my mum came up to school. She was fuming. She was like, "I want a meeting with the headmaster and the PE teacher." And she fucking ripped them both a new arsehole. And like, I think they just took the stance of like, you know, we don't want to cross that woman again. So this kid just does nothing now. I think they just like decided like, we are not dealing with her again. Megu just does nothing now. But like, they could have at least let me like have those periods in like the fucking library, or like I could have gone to like the special needs unit or something, just to like self-study or something. But no, I would just have to sit there and watch everyone else do everything. Like, everyone would be excited because they'd be like, "We're playing rounders today," and everyone would be like, "Yeah, rounders!" And I'd just be sat there. Sometimes if we had like a substitute teacher, or if the PE teacher that hated me was on holiday, sometimes like we had like other PE teachers who would like let me do things. So, like when we used to play rounders, if it was a different PE teacher, what they would let me do, like they would let me bat, but then like someone else would run for me. And so like there were other PE teachers that were nice, but my main scheduled PE teacher just was a bitch, and she hated me. I used to do cross country. It was quite often near the back and had a stitch. Oh no, cross country's the fucking worst, man. My younger cousin broke part of his leg/foot running a mile, and the PE teacher was yelling at him as he was on the ground in pain. I swear, like, I don't know if this is like a universal experience or not, but like, is it like just a university lived experience? Like, what is it about PE teachers? Like, why are they like the single most power tripping bastards in the entire school? Like, why are they like the single most power tripping bastards you've like ever met in your life? If anyone's going to be power tripping, it's always going to be a PE teacher. They made me do crossword puzzles instead of showing up. I would have rather have done crossword puzzles. I would have rather have done crossword puzzles. The thing is, it's not like I was just picking or choosing what I could do, like based on what I liked either, because I used to really enjoy high jump and long jump when I was younger. But like, I was told by the doctors, like, I wasn't allowed to do that because like that was counted as like high impact activities, like because of the run up and then obviously like the force you put into your feet for the actual jump and stuff. So like, it's not like I just pick and choose, like, oh yeah, I don't want to do cross country, so I'm just going to be like, nah, I can't, my ankle. Like, it did also prevent me from doing things I enjoyed, you know? It's not like I was being picky and choosy. It did prevent me from doing some of the sports I actually enjoyed. But no, they just took me off everything. But also, I can kind of understand why, because my mum, I would always like, the fact that I like even told mum about it showed how bad it was, because like I put up with so much stuff in school that I technically shouldn't have, because like I was so scared of my mum going up there. I was genuinely so terrified of my mum going up to school because I knew she would just like rip them a new arsehole. Like she does not fuck around. Mum was very much one of those like, you know, like you can fuck with me but not my kids kind of girl, and she did not take any shit. So I was always like terrified of like getting mum involved in stuff. So I put up with a lot of stuff I probably technically shouldn't have, purely because I knew and that it would make mum blow up, and I didn't want to deal with it. Our PE teachers were fine. I snapped a badminton bat and they just let it off. Oh, what? I sucked at rounders when I had times I could join in. Accidentally threw the bat at someone because I lost my grip of it. Mine was nice. I took out the school sports star in rugby class and they were so confused, and they was really nice and oh, they were really nice to me after that. I'm glad they were nice to you. Our dance teacher was a prick as well. Our dance teacher was a prick as well. We had a dance teacher in our school, and like she always acted like it was like a personal attack on her. If you didn't share her passion for dancing, you were nothing to her. She always acted like it was a personal attack on her and her passions. If you didn't share her enthusiasm for dance, she fucking hated you. One of mine would always ask, how's my sister? FYI, she was 12 years older than me. Oh. Ew, I'm not saying they're a pedo, but that's a bit yikes. Like, what? Why do you care so much? Why do you care so much? And that feels like a potential red flag. I don't know them. I can't say for certainty that it was, but it sounds like it might be. I had to be taken out of classes where a specific substitute teacher was filling in. He could only read what the lesson told him, not explain if you didn't understand it. And he was an arsehole to anyone asking for help. My fucking maths teacher was like that. My maths teacher was like that. He was such a prick to me. It was like I've never been diagnosed, but I'm like 99% sure I have dyscalculia. Dyscalculia. I always forget how it's pronounced, but it's basically dyslexia but with numbers. And I swear down I have that because I struggle with numbers so bad. Like I really struggle to like read numbers. Like even like there's been times where like say I've been like given a number like 239. And I'll be like 203 and 90. Wait, no, that's not right. 339 hundred. Like I really have to like overthink about numbers. Like I can't just easily interpret them. I've never been able to. And like I was one of those kids where like I would often like get the right answer in maths, but like because I wouldn't work it out the way the teacher showed us to work it out, like they wouldn't count it as correct. So like if I like did the sum and I got the right answer, but I worked it out differently to how they showed us to work it out, they didn't count that as an answer. It was so annoying. And like Kid Megu never understood, like I got the same answer. Like, does it matter? Does it matter? Like if I did like 15 divided by 3 instead of, I don't know, like I can't think of an example, but like, do you know what I mean? Like if you work it out and you get the answer, does it matter if I didn't follow the exact same pattern you did? You know, like I got there. Like, can we not just be happy I got there instead of chastising me for getting there the wrong way? You know you can say cunts here, right? Excellent. If saying cunts is a choice, then you're more than welcome to. But just so you know, I'm not one of those people that's really prissy about the word cunt. You can say cunt. You can say cunt here, it's fine. My teachers were cunts. They put me in all the stupid classes and said I need to do more jokes on them when I passed all... I can't read. They put me in all the stupid classes and said I need to do more jokes on them when I passed all exams after not going to school for a year. I was predicted to be like a A to B student, but I don't perform well in exams, so I ended up like getting D's. I got like D's across the board and 1 E. And the only reason I didn't fail completely was apparently like just purely on like the quality of my coursework that accompanied the GCSE exams. Apparently the fact that my coursework was such good quality is the only reason I didn't just like fail across the board. If it'd been purely exam based, I would have failed everything. I think it was more that she was the first year of the school, opened its location. I don't know. I don't know. I still think it's a bit weird to be long-term invested in... I don't know. It doesn't sit right with me. I don't think it sits right with me. Another head teacher once blew off on some kids that decided to do a bully on me. We went to Barcelona on a school trip, and while we were there, apparently while I was asleep, the other kids in the room put a wet mattress over me with a sign saying autism 10. What the fuck? Took a picture and put it on Snapchat. Found out later when one of the lads apologized. That's so fun. Honestly, I'm so glad that like I'm so glad like we didn't have like smartphones and social media and stuff when I was in school. I can't even imagine what it's like to be a kid in like, you know, more modern times. Like it was like, I'm not saying it was better. Like, you know, it still sucked to get bullied, and you know, I still have a lot of like mental scars from being bullied in school and stuff, but like at least I could go home and escape it, you know? Whereas like nowadays with like social media and stuff, like people just get like fucking cyberbullied on top of being bullied in person. Like I can't even imagine how much that must suck. I'm so glad I grew up in a time where I didn't have to worry about shit like that, you know? No, I get auto-modded as Americans are sensitive little bitches that only allow goodness. But Megu, kids will be kids. Boys will be boys. I watched a video on YouTube recently. And it wasn't purely about that, but it was a video on like the way that like I think it was like a video analysis on like how some parents are like you know, like some people blatantly favor the daughters or the sons kind of thing. And like one of the things brought up in that video was like, you know, how like if girls did something and like you would get told off because you were naughty, but if boys did the same kind of mischievousness, it was always just like, oh wow, you know what boys are like, boys will be boys. And like girls would get chastised and like punished for doing exactly the same thing, but boys, it was always just like, oh, boys will be boys, won't they? Fucking hate boys. I can't really do maths because the teacher wouldn't take an extra few minutes to explain how to do it. I moved away from the only person who was helping me and put me on a table on my own. He ignored me, put my hand up, so I stopped showing up, and no one ever looked for me, so I ended up just going home. Oh my god. Rain, that's awful. I'm so sorry. It's actually so fucking sad. Boys! Fucking hate them! I used to hate that. They used to say that to me until I snapped and knocked some guy out with one punch. And then I was the one that got dropped. I fucking hate that. Like, there was one time when I was a little girl and I was being bullied by this guy who was like, this was like in infant school. I think it was like in the second to last year of infant school. So like, I can't remember how old you are that time. But I was like a kid, right? Like, and there was this kid, he always like terrorized everyone and stuff. And one day I stood up to him and I stamped on, I think I stamped on his foot or like kicked him in the shin or something. And that boy, the big tough bully who picked on everyone, the one time someone turned round and like gave him a bit of his own medicine, oh my God, did he cry? He went crying and screaming to the teachers and pointed me out as the big bad person who did that. And my mum ended up like having to get called to the school to deal with it. And obviously, I don't remember this. I've only got like my mum's take on it to like go by. But like, it's not like she's got any reason to lie, right? But apparently, like the teacher in the office was like, you know, like from a teaching standpoint, you know, I need to let you know that what Megu did was wrong, and that you know, like, you can't, you know, violence isn't the answer. Blah blah blah. But off the books, you know, like just like, you know, woman to woman. Fucking good on her. apparently that's what she did. Like she had to give like the proper like legal teacher's spiel first. But then apparently she was like at the end like, but just between us, I'm fucking glad she did. We had a teacher like that. I was the helper person. I got 3 other people through GCSE maths, so I re-explained the problem in different wording. Like, that's all some people need sometimes. That's all some people needed. Like, I could get maths if, like, I just needed someone to explain it to me in a way I could understand, you know? And, like, yeah, I wasn't the best at it and I wasn't the fastest at it. But, like, there were times where, like, I had, like, a substitute teacher for maths because, like, sickness or holiday or whatever, and I would always do fine. I would do, like, not like fine, but like comparatively fine, you know, fine compared to normal. Like, whereas I would always struggle in my normal maths classes, I would always be able to do things in the substitute classes because, like, the substitute teachers just, like, obviously had, like, I can't remember now, like, if they had a different way of teaching things or if they were just, like, more patient or more receptive to answering questions. I don't fully remember now. I don't really have a lot of memories, like, myself from school and stuff. Because, like, I was, like, bullied really badly and stuff. So, like, I've got a lot of, like, repressed memories and stuff from school. So I don't, like, fully remember the circumstance. But I do remember, like, I was always better. Like, when I had different teachers, I was better at maths. And it was purely because they taught it differently. Whereas the main maths teacher that I had all the time, he was disgusting. He was like this fat old man with like long grey like hair and beard and glasses, and like he was very much like a stubborn old, like, you know, you do it my way and my way only, and any other way is wrong. You know, like he was like so firmly regimented in, you know, you do it my way and my way only. And like, if you like asked your questions or something, like he wouldn't answer them. He would just like reiterate what he already said that you didn't understand, you know, like he wouldn't even try to like work with you or like re-explain things in a different way or like break things down differently. No, he was just, why are you so stupid? Why don't you get this? He was awful. He was absolutely awful. I get into trouble as boys got into fights and they would say that, so I went and punched someone and got asked why I did that and said girls will be girls. It was always boys will be boys. Why was it never girls will be girls? It was always boys will be boys. In kindergarten, Mum said a kid kept kicking me on purpose one day, and I threatened him. I was the one who got in trouble, and the school told my mum to punish me. Instead, she let me stay home, gave me ice cream for standing up to myself. Hell yeah. I think my mum praised me and like told me I was a good girl. I think my mum like took the stance of, just so you know, Megu, like violence isn't always the answer, and like, you should never be the one to start violence, but if you do need to take action to like stand up for yourself, or if you do need to fight back, then do it. Don't care about what the teachers say. Like, if you need to do it, just fucking do it. Because you can't argue with the results, right? Because that boy never bullied me again. I went unbullied by that boy for the rest of infant school. He didn't change his bullying ways. He would still go and like push other people around and kick other people, but I was not his target anymore because I actually stood up and kicked him back one day. Autistic people are more likely to be bullied in school. Yeah. Yeah. I was saying this to Mia the other day. Because like, I don't know. I don't want to explain too much because like it's like personal business and whatnot. But like we did have like not a row, but like for lack of a better word, I'm gonna say a row. But like like occasionally like life's hard and like tensions get to breaking points sometimes, right? And so like we had like a bit of a to do recently about stuff, and then when I'd like calmed down and stuff, and I was able to talk to him. And this was actually after I'd had that phone call on Tuesday with the psychiatric nurse. And like I said to Mia, like, I know I'm not technically diagnosed yet, but the fact that I got put forward for an ADHD diagnosis without asking for one, and the fact that now the psychiatric team nurse has also said that she definitely agrees that she thinks I'm ADHD and stuff. Plus like the peer review from everyone else, like, and like I've done a lot of like my own thinking and like research into it and stuff as well. And like if I look back at my life through like an ADHD lens, if I look back at like events and thoughts and feelings and people and stuff like that, like if I look back at my life through the lens of like knowing what I know now about like ADHD and how it can, obviously cause you to like react to things and deal with things and process things and stuff like that. It explains far too much, like it explains far too much. And a lot of things that never used to make sense to me, a lot of things that like I always grew up like frustrated, never knowing why I was so different, why I couldn't deal with things the way other people did, why people always thought I was, being argumentative or difficult and stuff like that. And like, I wasn't trying to be, like I was just a curious kid. Like I just wanted to know, like, yeah, was I one of those kids that would say why too often? Probably, but like, I just want to know things, I get fast and loud when I get excited about something. And then people would be like, Megu, can you be quiet? Megu, that's enough now. And I'm used to like my excitement just being stuffed back down into the box and taped shut sort of thing, and like if I think back to like all those kind of like experiences and stuff, then it makes a lot of sense, it makes a whole lot of sense why things have been the way they are. And like I was saying to Mia, like obviously I'm unemployed at the moment, and I don't know. I mean, the job market is shit anyway, so like I don't even know if it's going to be possible to get another job. Even if I was like fully, active and ready to apply for jobs right this second, like the chances of me even getting an interview are like so fucking slim to none. The job market is absolute dog shit. But like even if I did go for another job, like I said to Mia, like I know I used to like go to the toilet like several times a day and just break down crying, I would go on my lunch break and I would just cry sometimes because I was just so overwhelmed by everything that happened. And even as an adult in the workplace, like I never understood why everyone coped with everything so much better than I did, like why am I the only one struggling with things, why am I the only one who thinks this is too much? No, everyone else can do it. I must be stupid. I must be useless kind of thing, And like I've internalized those kind of feelings for a long time. But again, like if I look at like the way I behaved in work and like the way I struggled with things and stuff, like my last two jobs that I did have, I left both of them because I was basically on the verge of a mental breakdown. And you know, like I've always kind of internalized that failure to perform. You know, I've always kind of thought it was my fault, my problem, you know, I'm stupid, I'm useless, I can't work like other people can, sort of thing. I always like internalize those feelings as like just me problems, you know, me being stupid, me being lazy, me not working hard enough, me not being able to prioritize my time well enough and stuff like that. Whereas again, like if I look at all those kind of behaviors, if I look at those behaviors and those patterns and those experiences, if I look at that stuff with a neurodivergent lens, again, it makes a heck of a lot of sense. It makes a heck of a lot of sense. You know, like the breakdowns, the overwhelm and everything, you know, the not being able to juggle my time no matter how much I tried, you know, like I would try and do what other people did, like, oh, just break big jobs down into smaller tasks and, you know, all that kind of shit, like, oh, make a to-do list, you know, make a schedule, blah, 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 you know, and I would try all that stuff that other people told me to do to cope, you know, I would try and do the things that people told me to do. And it just never worked for me, you know, it never worked for me. So I always just felt useless and stupid and overwhelmed. I always felt lesser than everyone else because I couldn't deal with what other people could deal with and stuff like that, you know? Whereas, you know, if I am in fact ADHD and possibly autistic as well, like, or even if it is just one or the other, you know, like that is a very good reason for me, you know, feeling and being the way I am. And, you know, it's not actually my fault, you know, like if it is actually ADHD, you know, it's not just me being lazy, you know, it's executive dysfunction and stuff like that instead, you know. It's not just me being, you know, lazy and careless, it's time blindness and stuff like that, you know, like it would make a lot of sense. It wouldn't obviously change things that would happened in the past. And it definitely does make me worry about the future a bit because, like, it does make me worry now. Like, now that I know this stuff, like, I do kind of worry about, like, what kind of job I could do sort of thing, you know? Because, like, I don't want to put myself back into the same situation where I can't manage what I'm doing and stuff. But, like, then it's like, what else is there kind of thing at the same sort of time, you know? It's like, I don't really know where it leaves future me. I mean, I guess we can decide that, like, you know, when we got a diagnosis and, you know, therapy and potentially medication and stuff under my belt. That's problems for future Meg to think about. We're not worried too much about that for now, but like, I have had those thoughts, you know? But yeah, it would make a fuck ton of sense. Like, a lot of my life, both socially, emotionally, in the workplace and education, like so much makes so much more sense if you look at it with a neurodivergent lens. It makes so much difference. I was like that until one day everything just broke. You just described me. Yeah, my last job I was in, excellent. My previous job, my second to last job, I did also end up resigning because I felt too overwhelmed. So this situation was that one. I used to work in a call center, but we had one member of staff. I was out of that job for 8 years. I didn't love it. It wasn't the best pay or anything, but I was very much in the comfort zone, you know. So I just stayed there. But we had one member of staff. You know how like sometimes jobs have that like one person who does the work of like several men? Well, we had one of those people on our team, right? we had one of those kind of people on our team. And one day they left. One day they left the job. And the company, being the way companies are, never replaced them. Because of course they didn't, right? Of course they didn't. So they just left us without that person. But it was worse than just losing one person because Donna literally did the work. I'm not even joking. Like, she did the work of at least 2 full-time employees, if not like 2.5. I don't know how she did so much in a day. I don't know how she did it, but she did. And so when she left, her presence was really felt. And it was felt by everyone. It wasn't just me. It was felt by everyone. Welcome back, Giri. Sorry, I'm mid-yap at the moment, but welcome back, Giri. I love you. I love you so much. Did you get some snacks? Did you get some treats? I hope you got yourself a little treat. But yeah, so her like leaving was really felt, and it was extra felt by me because not only were we like busier like on the phones and in the email box, because like obviously she wasn't there, she wasn't doing all the stuff she normally did. I also had one job that I did that no one else on the team did and no one else knew how to do. I also dealt with the invoicing. I still had to be logged onto the phones, taking inbound phone calls, and I still had to monitor the inbox and reply to my fair share of emails in the inbox. But I also had to do the invoicing. Except I didn't get any help with invoicing because I was the only person who did invoicing. And so like I had a lot to do, you know, and like I got to a point where like I was like barely keeping it together some days when Donna was around, you know. I was like I wasn't like struggling, but like I was on the cusp of like coping sort of thing, you know. After Donna left, it just all went to shit. It went to shit across the board. But obviously me personally felt it a lot because like the extra aspect with the invoicing as well. And that's why I ended up like leaving that job because like I couldn't deal with it. And I was upfront with my boss, you know, I kept telling him that I was struggling, that things are too hard. Other people like in team meetings as well, like we all made our point known that like, you know, how much it was felt. But the bosses being bosses and not wanting to hire more people, they just did the classic thing bosses did, you know. They were just like, well, you guys are just going to have to step up, you know, like she stepped up. And now you guys are going to have to step up now she's gone. If she could do that much work, why can't you? Now, that was kind of their attitude, you know? Their attitude was kind of like, well, if Donna could do that much, so can you. If Donna could do that much in an 8-hour workday, so can you. That was just their kind of excuse. And as of the time I left, they hadn't replaced her and had no plans to. I don't know if they did since. I don't know what happened after I left. I don't know who ended up doing invoices. But yeah, I ended up leaving because like it just took such a toll on me mentally. And like, I was having to go to the toilet. Like I would go to the toilet, even if I didn't need the toilet, I would go to the toilet and I would just sit in there and cry. You know, I would just go in there and sit in there and cry because I was like just so overwhelmed and not coping or anything. And I didn't smoke or anything, so like I couldn't go for a cigarette break or anything like that. So I would just go lock myself in the toilet and cry for 10, 15 minutes and then pull myself back together and look presentable enough to go back to my desk, you know? But I ended up leaving that job because like all that shit took a toll, you know, and I was really depressed and miserable, and like I would go home from work and I would just be like a sad little zombie in the evening. I would not want to go to work again next morning. I was late all the time because like I would just be sat there and just like trying to psych myself up to like leave the house to like actually go to work. So I was like late all the time and stuff, and it took such a mental toll on me. So I did end up leaving that job. And then the next job I worked a job on an admin office on a Navy base. And I liked that job. That job was good. But then someone else in the office who did a different role was leaving. And I got offered, they called it a sidestep promotion. It was sidestep because it didn't come with better pay or anything, basically. But I was offered a promotion, but a sidestepped one. And they basically said, you know, do you want to do Jack's role? And I was like, okay, yeah, I can give it a go. They were like, you know, we either need to replace someone from Jack's role, or, you know, if you take Jack's role, we'll replace your role and you'll just do Jack's stuff. And I was like, okay, yeah, I'll give it a go. Like, I don't mind. Like, they explained the job to me and stuff, and I was like, yeah, okay, I'll give it a go. But then it turned out the part when they said, we'll hire for your job instead, didn't happen. So I had to do all of my new tasks, which was a full-time position on itself. And I still had to do my old job too. For about half a year, 9 months-ish, I was basically struggling to do 2 full-time jobs at a time. They did eventually, like when I kept telling the bosses I was struggling, and like when people started complaining because like the reports and stuff that I had to do as part of the promoted role, you know, I kept being like, chased up for them being done because like they were getting too close to the deadlines and stuff, and like the Navy personnel were like really uptight about like chasing stuff up and shit. And like if I wasn't doing stuff, you know, they would go to my boss and be like, you know, Megu's not doing her job, where's my report? So it eventually got noted that it was making enough of an impact that they did get rid of some of my previous roles. So I didn't have to do the expense claims anymore. But there were still parts of that role that I did still end up doing, even though I was in the other job. So I was still effectively, at this point, I was already working, you know, my actual job title was a very full-on full-time role, you know? It wasn't a chill position. Like, it was already a very full-on role. And then I was still doing like at least a part-time job's worth of work on top of my old roles still. And again, I got to a point where like, I couldn't cope with anything. I was always stressed. I was always depressed. I was always overwhelmed. I would have to go to a toilet and break down and cry like several times a day. I got to the point where like I would sit there and like feel sick and have panic attacks if like the phone were ringing and stuff. Because I'd have people sending me emails like chasing up like, oh, Megu, like I sent you a report a week ago and it hasn't been done yet. Where's my report? And like I wouldn't reply to the email. And then they'd be ringing my phone instead, and I would answer the phone. I'd be like, oh, yeah, Megu, I'd sent you an email chasing up about my report, but you didn't answer, so I'm just phoning you. Like, I was just battered from every front. If I didn't answer the phone, they would just walk over to the office and come and stand the other side of my desk and go, so, Megu, about that report. Like there was no escape, and it was too much, and I couldn't keep on top of it. And again, I was very upfront with my bosses. I let them know I was struggling. I wasn't able to do it. I let them know that like, you know, it was really impacting like my mental health and everything. And like it got to the point where like it fundamentally changed me as a person. Like it was noted by like my mum, my brother, and Mia. Like they noticed like how badly it was affecting me because like it completely changed my personality. Like because like I'm a fairly quiet person, like outside of streaming and stuff, but I'm still around people I'm comfortable with. Like I'm pretty bubbly, you know. I'm quite bubbly and lively with people I know and trust. I'm a bubbly little guy, you know. And it was noted that like I was not bubbly anymore, you know, like I really lost my sparkle. And in the end, like Mum and Mia, like they basically begged me like, Megu, you've got to quit that job. Like they basically both told me in the end, they were like, Megu, you can't keep doing this. Like you're going to have a mental breakdown or worse. Like if you don't get out there sooner rather than later, like I'm really scared about what you're going to do. Like, if you get pushed any further, basically. So I ended up leaving that job. But of course, that left me with loads of emotional baggage because, like, again, it's like those feelings of self-worth and, like, failure and stuff, you know? Like, because, like, Jack did his job fine, you know? Jack didn't delay all these reports and stuff. I got to a point where, like, I constantly had about 500 emails in my inbox. And it didn't matter how hard I worked to get through those emails. I could clear 50 emails in a day, and I'd get another 70 emails come in. Like, it was like trying to... You know, have you ever seen like in like cartoons and stuff where like a boat has a hole in it and they're trying to like bail the water out of the boat with a bucket, but the same amount of water they clear out is just constantly pumping back into the boat? It was like that. It was literally like that. Like I was just constantly fighting to keep my head above the water or I was going to drown kind of thing, you know? But now, like I look at like job listings and stuff nowadays and like, I just panic because like all that fear and like inadequacy and stuff comes flooding back to me, you know. And I'll read through like a few like list like job like requirements kind of thing, you know. And it will be like, you know, do X, Y, and Z thing, and then you will also do this and this, and I'll get like halfway down the list, and I literally start having a panic attack, and I'm like, it's too much stuff. Like I can't do it. I wouldn't be able to do that. I couldn't do my last job. There's no way I could do this job. You know, like, which if I do get therapy is maybe something I can bring up to them and see if they can maybe help with that. But yeah, it's just like, it's so fucking hard. And that's why I'm unemployed now. That's why I'm unemployed at the moment, because I gave up that job. Quite frankly, if I didn't quit that job, I think I would have quit life, if you get my drift. I don't know if I can say on Twitch. But I was going to quit one thing or another, you know, and it was either the job or existing, so... yeah. And that's why I'm unemployed now. And I still am unemployed. But like now I am thinking again, like looking at things of like the lens of like being ADHD, you know, very potentially, it's like, what job can I go back into? Like what the fuck can I do now? Because like I feel like I'm just gonna get like back in those same points of like overwhelm and not coping and stuff, you know? Like, so there's like part of me is like, how can I work? Like, can I ever work again kind of thing? I don't know. I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can. As I say, it's like hopefully if I do get the therapy they're referring me for, like maybe it's something I can like work through with them, maybe. But yeah. If you mean treats buy apples make apple crumble, then yes. And I also bought some peaches. Ooh, yummy. Yummy apple crumble. I sent Geary a TikTok the other day, chat. I found this TikTok and it was like, it was something along the lines of like, I remember sending it to Geary with like the caption of like, oh, so this is why you like baking so much. Because it was like, it said something along the lines of like that one online friend who bakes all the time because it's illegal to kidnap their friends. And I sent it to Geary. I was like, oh, so that's why you love baking. It's because baking is legal and kidnapping isn't. You know, also, Geary, you gotta pay the photo toll when you do make it. You gotta pay the photo toll when you do make it. I might not eat the stuff you guys cook and stuff, but I always enjoy seeing it. Would I eat an apple crumble if you presented me with one? No, but I still like to see them. I just like to see what you guys make and stuff, because it's nice. Even if I don't eat it, it's nice. Can I stop the bosses? Please do, Bovington. Please do. To be fair, like in my last job, both my supervisor and the manager were both pretty close to retirement age. I don't think either of them are still working there anymore. But yeah, stab them anyway. Stab them anyway. You can be a gravekeeper right here. It's a dead quiet job. I saw a workmate not long ago. Places went to shit, and apparently my work is very much missed, even though I was treated like shit. I think it's that mentality of like, you know, you don't know what you've got until it's gone, right? I think that it's probably largely that kind of mentality of like, you know, not knowing how good you had it until you lose it kind of thing. I'm not a doctor, but you really should be getting a work capability assessment, if not already, as is more or less the same as me. It's definitely on my to-do list of things that like I really need to look into. Because like I was looking I don't know how to say this. Like, I don't want to just sound like a benefits bum, you know? Like, I genuinely don't mean this in the sense of like, you know, I'd rather claim disability than work sort of thing. I don't look at like claiming disability as a good thing necessarily. But I have been starting to think, like, with both my physical and mental health, I have been starting to think, like, you know, am I able to go back to work? You know, like, if I'm not, like, what is the alternative? And it's definitely something I need to consider looking into. It's definitely something I need to consider looking into, because like even with like my physical health, like the way my knees are at the moment is like so bad. Like, I'm in pain like pretty much 24/7 with my knees, you know, and like that kind of like long-term like pain isn't good for you like physically or mentally either. Like that has like a whole other realm of issues that it causes me like both physically and mentally and stuff. And again, it's like, you know, like what kind of job could I do? If, you know, like I certainly couldn't do something where I would have to like walk around or like stand around a lot, you know, like I physically wouldn't be able to do that. Mentally, you know, I don't know if I could do an office job again, because like I've failed all my previous office jobs for the reasons I've already spoke about. And then it's like, what else can you do? You know, like I don't have any like skills or, you know, qualifications or industry, you know, stuff. So like you kind of do wonder like where that leaves you, you know? Like, I don't really know where it leaves me, like, other than up shit creek without a paddle, I guess. You know, so like, it's definitely, and like, even just from like a transit point of view, like, like, the other week, like, this is going to sound heartless given the circumstances, but like, when I was having to drive Mia around a lot recently, but when his mum was in the hospice and stuff, my knees were absolutely fucked. Like, I can't even, I've struggled to get in and out of the car now. Like, even just physically getting in and out of my car is a struggle. And then if I drive more than like once or twice a week, like that, I can tell the difference in my knees. You know, if I've had to drive a bunch, I can tell the difference. Like, I can tell the difference on a week where I've had to like take Mia to the train station because he's got office days versus a week where he's on holiday and I don't have to drive him at all. I can feel the difference. Like, it makes a big difference in my joints and stuff. So even from like a transit point of view, you know, it's like, because like I used to do like a 20-minute commute to work and then, you know, 20 minutes home again. And like, I genuinely think that would fuck my legs now. Like, even though, you know, I know to a lot of people, a 20-minute drive doesn't sound a lot, but like, my legs are so bad at the moment. Like, that would genuinely fuck me. So even from like a getting to and from work kind of point of view, like, I don't even know how able I am at doing that anymore. And it sucks because like, it does really suck because like, I've always been like a fiercely independent kind of person, you know, like I've never been the type of person that like likes to rely on other people and stuff like that. I've always been really independent and it has really sucked. Like, it's another thing that has affected me like in a big way mentally, is like losing a lot of like my independence and like autonomy and stuff. Has definitely paid a big toll on my mental health and stuff. And I wish I wasn't like this, but unfortunately I am, you know? I wish I wasn't, but like, unfortunately I am. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. If I left this place would crumble, yeah, Yumi, your place would be fucked. You do like 6 people's jobs. You do way too much. You don't even get a break even if you're on fucking holiday and stuff. I think your place of work would actually be fucked without you, Yumi. But also, I do think you should leave. I do think you should leave it. But yeah, they would be fucked without you. This is why Mia needs to learn to drive. You need to use your knees to drive. It genuinely fucks me up, Yumi. It genuinely fucks my knees up so bad. Like, if I have to drive, like, more than a couple short journeys a week, it really fucks my knees up. And like, I did get that little disability handle thing for the car, and that does help. That does help. But my knees still hurt. Obviously, it doesn't stop my knees from hurt. My knees still hurt all the time. But it does. Hang on, chat. On the subject of my knees, on the subject of my knees, I was going to mention something, and then I heard a really weird sound. I was like, was that a parcel? I did actually order some like knee support things last night to see if that would help with the knee pain I'm having all the time, and they've just come. They've just come. Yeah, it's my knee support. Yippee! But yeah, the handle thing does help with like the excess pain of like having to pull myself up and out of the car, because it gives me something to hold on to, so I can like push myself up with my arms rather than my knees. And that has definitely helped. That is helpful, but it still doesn't change the fact that like my knees hurt all the time, you know? I would rather work than claim disability if I could. I crave complete independence, but I'm still largely incapable of it. Yeah, it's a really awkward one, Nixon. I do get what you mean. I mean, I'm currently unemployed and I don't get any kind of benefits at the moment because Mia earns too much money. I can't even get like universal credit or anything. I can't get like unemployment benefits because Mia earns like just a bit too much to like over the threshold. So I don't have like any income at the moment. So it has been really rough on me mentally because, as I say, I'm also, used to being fiercely independent. My mum always raised me to be really independent and capable, like, because she ended up like divorcing our dad when we were quite young. And she never got like another relationship or anything. So anything that needed doing around the house, like my mum's really handy, like any like DIY and stuff like that. She always did us like herself, So like when she was like doing like painting and decorating and stuff like that, or doing little like jobs around the house and stuff when we were younger, she would always get me and my brother involved so that like, we learned those life skills and stuff. And we could do stuff like that for ourselves kind of thing, We've always been encouraged to like be able to do things ourselves, like my mum is a very fiercely resilient and independent soul, and she very much raised me and my brother in the same vein. So I do get what you mean, because like it is hard when you lose that independence. It does really suck. Like last year, do you remember last year when I like basically lost all use of my left hand, and like that was awful. Like I even like just simple things like opening a packet, like I'd have to like go and take a packet or a bottle to me or something and ask him to open it for me, because I literally couldn't twist a bottle cap and stuff like that. And like Mia never made me actually feel bad for asking or anything. He was always willing to help, but it's still so humiliating to have to ask, like it's just even if the other person doesn't degrade you for asking, like it just feels degrading, that you have to ask, can you help me do this? Like it sucks so bad. Like when you lose like your like mobility or independence and autonomy and stuff like that, it does really suck. It really does. When I make apple crumble, I make like 5% apple, 95% crumble. Basically just a thin line of apple. Methinks Nyasa perhaps prefers the crumble to the apple. Methinks perhaps Nyasa prefers the crumble than the apple. Do you put custard on it or anything, Nyasa, or do you just have it as is? My mum loves a crumble, but she always like slathers it with custard. If my mum's crumble isn't drowning in custard, she doesn't want it. Hell yeah, with custard. If I owned a shop near Megu Town, I would hire a Megu. Would you let me have a little stool behind the counter? Would you let me sit down? I remember I broke my wrist and I was subbing. I learned to play games with one hand. I tried. I had because I don't think you were around at the time, Excellent. I had Dequavens tendonitis. But I had this like whole rigmarole. I got like sent to physiotherapy for it, and my physiotherapist said, do X, Y, and Z. Wear a splint 24/7 and do these exercises like 2 times a day. And I was a good girl. I did exactly what I was told. I was a good girl. I went out and I brought myself a splint and I wore it 24/7 and I did my exercises. I would take my splint off to do my exercises, put it back on when I was done. And like I did that for like about 4 months and didn't really get any change. So he was like, okay, I'm going to refer you for a steroid injection, see if that helps with the pain. Steroid injection didn't help either. So I carried on doing what I was doing. In the end, after about 8 months, I got referred to the physiotherapy team at the hospital instead of the doctors. And I went there and then I explained my symptoms and stuff. I explained what I'd been doing and everything. And then the physiotherapist at the hospital was like, okay, first of all, stop wearing a splint and stop doing those exercises. He was like, what you've got is like an overuse injury, and the exercises that you've been doing, you're just constantly, overusing and stressing that joint. It needs rest. You just need to rest it. And lo and behold, after seeing the hospital for it, I stopped doing it. And then gradually over the next few months, it stopped hurting. And touch wood, I very rarely get pain in that wrist now. I very rarely get pain in that wrist, but like for basically the best part of a year, last year, Excellent. Like I couldn't really use my left hand. I couldn't properly play games with mouse and keyboard because I couldn't really do the buttons on the keyboard hand, and I couldn't hold a controller because like even just the position of holding the controller, even without like moving the thumbstick or anything, it was too painful to like even hold a controller. So there was like only like a couple of things I could basically only play like point and clicky kind of games, or like if I could like rebind everything to be on my mouse buttons, that was like the only way I could really play anything because it was just far too painful. It was either far too painful to use it, or I was far too restricted because of the splint I was told to wear for like 6 months. But yeah, that period in my life also really sucked because like again, like yeah, it's just like losing all that like independence and stuff, like having to rely on other people so heavily and shit. Like it's so embarrassing. It's horrible. Like it's not actually a bad thing. I don't mean to like make anyone else sound or feel bad by saying this. I wouldn't look at it as like a bad thing on anyone else, you know. It's just that it personally feels horrible, you know. When you're so used to being like such a independent, self-sufficient person, it's just really hard to like rely on other people, you know. It's just really hard to rely on other people. Like, if there's anything wrong with anyone in chat and you do need to rely on other people, there's absolutely no shame in it. Like, it's not a bad thing. There's no shame in it. But you do just kind of feel shameful for it anyway, I think. And that's unfortunately quite natural. I'm normally sat down. Little stool or something would be always there. Hell yeah. That's the reason I'm trying to learn to cook more this year. It's just another thing I'll be able to do myself. Unfortunately, I'm running out of simple things I like. On the other, it is enough to have a decent rotation so I don't get sick of it. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I was told to do nothing. I was forced by doctor to not go to work. I wasn't working at the time, so I wasn't told that because I was unemployed, so... But it was like horrible because like I would like go shopping with Mia and stuff, and like I wouldn't be able to like carry like as many bags as I used to because I couldn't carry anything on my left arm. So like I couldn't carry as many bags as normal. Like some days, like depending on how bad my wrist pain was and how heavy the trolley was, like there were times where I had to get Mia to push the trolley because I physically couldn't push the trolley. There were times where like I couldn't, like, I'd have to, like, say to Mia, like, Mia, can you get me that bottle? Like, I want a bottle of fizzy pop. Can you get it for me? Because I couldn't reach up and grab it and just stuff like that. Like, it just sucks to have to ask other people to do stuff like that, man. I think the coffee is sitting. Hell yeah. I've got a monster here, but I haven't opened it yet, but I was going to, but I haven't done it yet. And now I don't know if it's too late to open a monster. It might be too late to open it now. I did intend on drinking it, but I've just been sipping my tea instead. Maybe we'll save the monster for tomorrow. I do kind of need to sleep tonight. Get one of those old lady trolleys, they're so handy. Okay, excellent. We actually tried to buy one of those. We did order one of those on Amazon, and it never turned up. And then I like messaged them. I was like, hey, where's the item? And they were like, oh, it seems to have got lost in transit. Like, would you like a refund? And I'm like, well, yeah. Like, what do you mean, do you want a refund? Like, I paid for thing hasn't turned up. Like, yeah, I want a refund. So, and we just haven't tried buying another one yet. We did try buying one, but it went wrong. And then we just never got round to trying again. I want to get one of those. I saw, I don't know how much it was, but I saw it in Home Bargains the other day with Mum. And I don't know if this is like really sad. Have you seen those like collapsible, like, I don't know what you would call it. Hang on. I wonder if it's on the website. Home Bargains. Is it called a trolley? It is called a trolley. I saw this in Home Bargains, right? And like, I low-key kind of want one. I low-key kind of want it. I don't know how to show you. Wait, hold on. Yeah, I saw this in Home Bargains when I was in there with Mum on Tuesday. And I low-key kind of want one. Because, like, it folds up. So, like, if you're not using it, it, like, completely folds up. But, like, you could just, like, load the shopping bags into that. You know, like, get that out of the car, put the shopping bags in that, and then just pull the little trolley along. I think that would be ideal. I know it's, like, a really sad thing to get excited about. But I did see that the other day when I was with Mum, and I was like, ooh. I was gonna see, like, if they've got them in our one, when we go shopping on Saturday. And be like, yeah, should we get that? Quite a few people take them to the car boot here. Oh, that'd be brilliant for car booty, actually, yeah. It was in their, like, camping section. They're like, angling it for camping, but, like, you could carry it, like, anything in it. Like, it doesn't have to be camping, does it? Like, you can put whatever you want in there, just because they've, like, set it up. As, like, they're selling it as a camping thing, but, like, you don't have to use it for camping. And it says it has an 80-kilogram load capacity, which I feel like sounds like a lot. I feel like that sounds like 80 kilograms is a lot, right? Like, I don't know how much a load of shopping weighs, but I feel like 80 kilograms is a lot. But I genuinely don't know how much shopping weighs, so I could be wrong. But yeah, we did try buying one of the little, like, granny trolleys one time, but it just never came. And it's like, oh, okay. 80 kilograms is a big child or small adult. Oh yeah, so that could, like, carry a load of shopping then, couldn't it? If you put, like, the heavy bags, like, you know, like the bottles and the cans and stuff in there, and then just, like, throw the light bags over your arms, I think that'd be adequate. And I feel like something like that is, like, a lot more, like, versatile than, like, just, like, your typical little granny trolley, you know? I feel like that's a lot more versatile. It's got a lot more versatility to it. And I like that it's collapsible, because then, like, it doesn't take up any room at home or anything. Good for putting around the stabbed bosses. Yes! Never mind, I can't find my one, but when I didn't have a car and used to use public transport for work on shopping days, I would take my granny trolley and genuinely absolute fucking blessing, 10 out of 10. We did used to have one. We did used to have a little granny trolley, but eventually the wheel broke on it and we just didn't get around to replacing it for a long time. And then when we did try and replace it earlier on this year, the order went wrong, so... Yeah. My mum's got one, and she's got one of the ones where it's got, like, the free wheels on it, so you can, like, wheel it upstairs and stuff. It's really cool. It's absolutely not cool in, like, the standard use of the word cool. But as an older person with mobility issues, it's cool. You know what I mean, right? Like, it's not cool, but it's cool. You got me, right? I choose it as a scooter, but I'm a child. Have you seen those? Oh my god! You know, like the electric scooters you get these days. Me and my mum saw one when we were out recently, but it was like this person. But like, it was like a scooter, right? It wasn't like a bike or anything. It was a scooter. Like, for the shape of it and that, for all intents and purposes, was a scooter. But it had a post in the middle of the saddle on it. So like they were sat down on it, but it was a scooter, not a bike. But like they were sat on this, like, really, it looked so weird. It looked so weird because, like, it was a scooter, but it had a saddle. It was bizarre. It was bizarre. Yeah, they I don't know. They just look a bit weird. They look a bit weird. It was literally like this. It was literally like this, chat. It's just like, it's got like the small wheels and the big handle and like the flatbed like a scooter, and it's narrow like a scooter, but like it just has a little saddle in it. It's so weird. It looks really funny when people are sat on them. It don't look right. It just don't look right sitting on a scooter. I used to live in a small seaside town, and you would only ever see old people using them until I brought one and used it. I shit you not, a month later, more younger people using them, and I was like, yes, pop off kings and queens! Hell yeah. I think as time goes on, I think things have definitely got better for like stuff like, and like, I think the fact that like nowadays you can get them in like all sorts of like colors and patterns and stuff as well. Like back in the day, like they would always just be like a tartan print or something with it. They always looked like really fuddy duddy and oldie. But like you can get them in like cute patterns and colors and stuff nowadays as well, which I think helps a lot because like no young person wants to be like pushing around a fucking, you know, like tartan granny try. I like tartan as a pattern, to be honest. I like tartan. I don't personally have beef with tartan, but I know a lot of people like those tartan trolleys, like you just immediately think granny. I can't remember what ours looked like. I can't remember if we had a pretty one or not. Be back in a bit. Dinner time. Enjoy your. Oh wait, no, that's. I read blue. I was about to say enjoy your mystery meat. I thought you were Bovington. I read blue. Sorry. Enjoy your dinner, Rain. Enjoy your dinner. Oh, the other day, everyone with blue name was Lilac. Today, blue names are Bobington. Blue names are only Bobington today, apparently. Mine was black with pink polka dots and it was actually cute. Oh, that does sound cute. I love a polka dot. Polka dots are so cute. They're like so whimsical and cute. I love a polka dot. You pervert. Having beans and sausages on toast. Hell yeah. I had beans on toast in my shop on Tomodachi like the other day. So I was running around feeding everyone beans on toast. And unfortunately, it didn't become anyone's. It didn't become anyone's favorite food. Sadly, I only have one person on my island so far that has a favorite food, and that is Ellie. And her favorite food is French toast. I don't have any other favorite foods yet. All my meals this week are spaghetti and grilled hamburgers and hot dogs. Oh hell yeah! My meals this week are if I make them, I will eat them. And if I don't, I won't. Maggie, I have bad news. Oh no, what? You are the only one with a favourite food on mine, and we're oh no, like it better not be mashed potato. It better not be mashed potato. What? No, you're joking. You're joking! I need to see a screenshot of this. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. Moldy? Did you make that? Did you make moldy bread and feed it to me? I also thought he was going to say himself. I also thought Mega I Have Bad News was going to be followed up with, I actually did just knock my tooth out and now I won't stop bleeding or something. You can buy it in the store along with... What? I've never had spoiled food on my island yet. I haven't had spoiled food yet. Although I did go to my afternoon market today, and normally I buy whatever's in there, but like today Toru was handling the store, right? And it's the fucking turkey outfit. It's so ugly. It's literally so ugly. And so I said not interested because I was like, you know what, normally I buy everything because like, you know, you can like disassemble the outfit and like, you know, use it good for parts and stuff. But like, there's no way you can integrate this fucking turkey outfit into other items, right? So I was like, no, I'm not going to buy that today. I'm going to save my money. Toru had the nerve to like, he called me out. He was like, I think it said something like, window shoppers or something like that. He sassed me. The fucker sassed me for not buying his turkey outfit. He gave me the old good for nothing window shoppers. So I ended up redrawing my maid drawing and it looks much better. Oh, I want to see. Can I see? Can I see, Gilly? Did you post it anywhere? I want to see. Maid Geary is one of my special interests. Made curious a special interest of mine. Oh yeah, Mega and Giri are finally talking again. Mega apologised and Giri basically said, fuck off! Left it a few days, now you're slightly awkward but friends. Oh my god. Your island is a roller coaster. Your island is such a Oh, I need to tell Hero he's married now. Hero and TK are married on mine. Hero and TK are married. I forgot to tell him. I've been in a bit of an emotional daze this week. It's not been a great week. I did take screenshots, but I forgot to send it to him. I was going to draw an idea, but I need a power supply because tablet, no Loki laptop. No, Stinky. I don't even know what happened. Giri had the red squiggle. I looked at you two and tossing shit at each other. I don't even know how memes get mad at each other. Like, no one's ever been mad at each other. Like, the worst thing I've had is, like, you know when, like, a character talks to someone and they don't like the conversation and they have, like, the little, like, yellow, like, lightning bolt squiggles. That's, like, the worst emotion I've had on my game. That and, like, I've had, like, the little blue, like, lines, like, the little blue depressing lines as well. That's like the only negative emotions I've had, but even then it's only like stage 1 of the emotion. I've never had anyone be like actually mad or anything. Hero would be married if Lilac wasn't a dick. Your island is wild. Everyone's been pretty happy on my island. I'm still happily married to a doctor. Giri is still happily married to Slenderman. Ellie is still very happily married to the Void. And now Hero is hopefully happily married to TK. I don't think I would enjoy Tomodachi Life just because I suck ass at making memes. I feel like the sucking at it is it's part of the charm. I feel like the sucking at it is part of the charm. I would definitely rather be on Megu Island from these stories only. My island does come with the risk of being recruited into Toru's cult, though. I think Toru's cult is the worst thing that happened on my island. Actually, I think the other worst thing that I would say is oh my god, Wisp keeps falling in love with Mia, and I don't know why. Wisp has like asked like 3 times, like, is what I feel for Mia love? I'm like, no. I'm like, Wisp, no. I don't even like drag him and Mia together all the time or anything. I've done nothing to encourage it. I don't know why Wisp is like just constantly so in love with Mia. I don't even really see them like hanging around together or anything. Like, Mia's normally on his own on my island, honestly. Mia, more often than not, is on his own on my island. So I don't know why Wisp likes him so much. You have a nappy? Ew. Do not put me in a nappy. Do not put me in a nappy. I got the shower outfit and the Power Ranger outfit in my shop today. My shop wasn't actually too bad today. My shop's been worse. My shop's been worse in the past. Can you tell him it's hate? Unfortunately, no. Unfortunately, I can't. I just keep discouraging him. Like, Wisp keeps being like, oh, I think I'm interested in Mia. And I'm just like, that's the bad idea. And he's like, oh, okay, I guess you know something I don't then. But he's asked, like, literally, like, 3 times now. It's so one-sided as well. Because, like, Mia's never been like, oh, God, I think I'm in love with Wisp. It's so one-sided. Wisp is, like, my most tragic islander. My Wisp is so tragic. But Wisp says it's okay because he says that he's having the bad times. So the real Wisp isn't. So Wisp is okay with his island Wisp being a tragic little boy. Wisp is okay with it. He says that my Wisp me is absorbing the bad times, so that he only has good times. Which, honestly, if true, that is a service I'm more than willing to provide. I am more than happy and willing to provide that service, if true. What time does the night market come in? Is it night market yet? I want to see what I get in the night market. I've still only got 12 Miis in my island. I stopped adding other Miis, but because I feel a bit overwhelmed with the 12 I have. I feel a little bit overwhelmed with the 12 I have, so I haven't added anyone else. I like play it first thing in the morning. I go and check what's in my shops and stuff. And then I go around and like feed everyone because everyone's always really hungry. And then like everyone levels up every day, and then I'm like, oh my god! And then I don't know what to give anyone because like I've already given everyone like the little quirks and stuff that I want to give them. So now I just like resort to giving everyone money when they level up. And yeah. It just feels weirdly overwhelming to have more than 12 villagers. 12 is already too much, to be honest. I wish I had less than 12. But I don't dislike anyone, so I can't just like boot anyone off the island, you know? I can't just boot anyone off. Also, I've given like all of my villagers, I've given them all like the fashionista quirk, so they can wear whatever they want. And some of them have really bad taste. Some of them have really bad taste. I give everyone like little like character appropriate outfits and stuff, except for Wisp. I never know what to dress Wisp in because like obviously I've never seen Wisp in clothes because he's just a Wisp. So I don't really know what type of clothes Wisp wears. So I've just been given Wisp blue things mainly. I don't really know what to dress him in. I think he wears like a blue shirt most of the time. But yeah, I've given everyone like really nice outfits and stuff, and they all just wear whatever. Except for Hero. Hero pretty consistently wears his cheerleader outfit. I gave Hero a cheerleader outfit, and he wears that all the time. I've given him new outfits since, and then I'll go back later on that night, and he's back in his cheerleader outfit. He fucking loves his cheerleader outfit. He fucking loves it. Should we go see what they're up to? Hang on. Let's go see what everyone's up to. Should we have a little butcher's chat? Let's have a little looky. Let me get my fat head out of the way. Oh yeah, I left on Slenderman wanting to play a game, I forgot. I've started like straight up, like, I know it's a bit mean, but like if they ask to play no repeats now, I just like, no. Oh, yeah, Slenderman no longer wants to play a game. Where's Hero? What's he wearing? Watch him not be in his cheerleader outfit to prove me wrong. No, he's not in his cheerleader outfit. Doesn't he look pretty though? Look at him. Oh, he's having such a good little time. Yeah, Hero lives with TK now. Because they're married. Look, they're in love. What's your beef, TK?
Evening. I've been wondering how it would be if the Doctor and I got to know each other better. Do you think the Doctor and I would get on okay?
Oh my god, I can't deal with the double music. Only just in love. They only got married yesterday. They're a very new. They're a very new relationship.
To hear.
I think TK's definitely fucked up enough to get along with the Doctor. Let's feed the gang. Also, don't ask me why his cat is a green. I didn't draw them green, but in the in-game lighting, they're green. I don't know why. I don't know why they have green lines in them. They didn't have green lines when I drew them. Mango where?
Oh my.
Giving fine, I love you, I guess. Yeah, we need to force some interactions between Hero and TK. TK was the one that proposed, so TK. Oh wait, no, it says. Wait, that's changed then. TK, why are you only just in love? You're literally the fucker that proposed. Go say hi to your man.
Thanks for always taking care of the washing off.
Thanks for always cooking such delicious meals, Mia.
Does TK know how to cook? I don't know if this is canon. I don't know if this is canon. I don't know if TK cooks. There we go. That's better. Very much in love. Very much in love. That's more like it.
Evening, bestie.
Eat some
Oh my.
food. I don't know what they're eating. What is H-A-K-E? Is that hake? Hacky? Hark? What are they eating? I don't know what I'm feeding these guys.
Surely no one will mind if I have this.
TK, I just fed you. Did you see that? He just ate something out the fridge. I literally just fed you
Oh
2
my.
meals. I literally just fed him 2 meals. And he went and ate something out the fridge. What a greedy bastard. Let me show you his tier leader outfit.
Thanks for checking in on me, Mia.
This is what he normally looks like. He wears this a lot. He wears this a lot. He loves his little cheerleader outfit. That's what he's normally wearing. That's how he looks more often than not. I gave him the blue dress this morning. What's bro doing? Hero's bored. Go say hi to Hero. What? It'd be awkward since What? I don't think I've ever seen that before.
Ha! Why won't it open?
Try giving it a push.
Oh,
This game's so stupid. It's such a silly game. Well, I mean, they're in love, I guess. Wait, what's wrong with Ellie? Who made Ellie mad?
well,
Who made Ellie mad?
the Randy now.
Look, I found a little pink kimono for Ellie. Isn't it perfect? I found a little pink kimono for her.
What? Oh, I like this song.
Ellie, who hurt you?
I got the teamsiest bit angry while talking to
Yeah, do you know what? That tracks. That tracks. I don't feel like Ellie would get on with the doctor. Chat, what is this? What is this food? What is that? I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is.
Oh my?
Fish, I think? Oh. I've never heard of it. Oh, she didn't like that. I always feel so bad when I feed them something they don't like. I know they're not real, but I always feel really guilty when I feed them something they don't like.
Oh my?
Mia is teaching your daughter about glue gargling and the void, and now she's asking about being a fucking judge. Your island sure is something, Lilac. Who else have we got? Where's Geary? What's Geary up to? Are you in the house? Geary's in the house. Oh, she's reading her book on flowers. Giri loves flowers. It has no words. This is what I mean about the fashionista quirk, though. Like what are you wearing? What is she wearing? Do you like fish, Giri? Try this.
Oh my.
Do you think she's gonna like it, Giri? She liked it well enough. Oh, she really liked it. She really liked it. Do you like fish, Giri? I think you do, don't you? You like sushi. Sushi has fish in it, right? Everyone just gets $7. Wow, £7 as a present now. I don't know what to do with people. I don't know what to do with anyone anymore. Everyone just gets £7 as a present when they level up. Because I've already...
As I remember the conversation I had with Megan.
Oh, look, Giri, we're best friends. We're best friends. Although you like Hero more than me, though. Hero's your BFF. I'm only your BF. That's kind of sad for me.
Oh my.
I'm not going to bother changing category. We're not, like, playing this. Oh, wait, I wanted to check if the night market was on yet. At least £6 more, I'll be down 100. Wait, Nixon, that's amazing. That's so good, buddy. It is night market, chat. Give me luck, chat. We want a good lucky bag. Give me a good mystery bag. Meggy, if you give me a bad one, you're dead to me. Meggy, this isn't looking very good. Meggy. What the fuck? That was rubbish. That was rubbish! What the hell? Sad scam game. But yeah, I tried. You can see, like, I tried doing, like, a bit of, like, designing on my island, but I got bored and gave up. But I gave, like, the big houses, like, a cute little garden and stuff. And I, like, made the plaza, like, extra plaza-y. But I'm not, like, super creative, so... What is Wisp wearing? Wisp has a shirt and jeans on. The Wisp always looks so sad. He always looks so sad. I feel bad for him. I feel bad for him. That's good. I went with that mouth because it was like the only one that had like the kind of zigzaggy look that Wisp has, you know? And that's why I went with it. But because it's like a bit frowny, he just always looks sad now and I feel bad. He just always looks sad and I feel bad. Oh dear. Chat, I think we're going to press the pause raise buttons. I'm getting a bit tired. So we're probably not going to stream too much longer. We're probably not going to stream much longer. I'm getting a bit tired. It's been a long week. It's been a long week, and it's been a very emotional week. So I'm pretty tired, but I just wanted to hop on and just have a little yap because I keep going like too long between streams and stuff. But like I didn't really have anything right now to draw or anything, so I had a plan just to come on and yap today, and it's been nice. It's been nice to just have a good old yap. I'm trying so hard to make you two friends, but you just feel indifferent. Lilacs Island is so full of personality. I feel like everyone on my island, like everyone is friends with everyone. Like, I don't think anyone is strangers, really. Like, everyone is at least friends with everyone. And like, I've never had, like, a bad interaction, you know? I've never seen anyone, like, fight or anything. Disney-ass Island. Yeah, but Bimble is Happy Land, obviously. Bimble is Happy Land. Bimble is Happy Land. Bimble is Happy Land. Bimble is Happy Land, obviously. Bimble is Happy Land, obviously. Bimble is Happy Land. 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 Not amazing enough. I still need to lose more out there. Yeah, that's still bloody good though. 100 big ones. Even if there's more to go, that's still fucking good. I'm gonna Google what that dish was. Was it fish? I bet it was. Geary's smart. It is oh, he's ugly. Chat, look at this fish. That's what that fish is, apparently. They look so funny. That's what came up. I Googled it. That's what came up. They're so weird looking. I don't know what I was expecting, but that wasn't it. Oh, they're quite big. Wait, is that a... They're big. I didn't really... I don't know. In this picture, it didn't feel like a big fish somehow. But they're actually quite big. They're actually pretty big fish. Damn. There you go. That's what how do you pronounce... Is it hake? Look, Wikipedia normally gives like pronunciation, doesn't it? That would be hake, right? I think hake. Interesting. Interesting. There you go, chat. Today we learned tuna are humongous. Tuna are huge. I know how big tuna are. And I remember I too once had the misconception that, like, because like I know it's dumb because like obviously it's like processed and stuff, but like, you know, you buy tuna in those tiny little cans, don't you? And like, I don't know, you just think tuna's a lot smaller than it is, but tunas are actually massive. Bovington has nothing to save. We've just yapped today. There's nothing to save. Tuna's another fish people underestimate the size of. Yeah, tuna is actually massive. Your daughter sprinted up to you to talk about Bigfoot and then fucked off. That sounds about right. That sounds about right. That's exactly the kind of behaviour as why I don't have kids. Can you imagine? Can you imagine having a fucking mini Megu running around? Can you imagine having a mini Megu running around? No fucking thing. Or even worse, a mini Mia. Oh god, no. Oh, not a fucking mini Mia. I think that would drive me to suicide. I think a mini Mia might just do it. I'm child free and happy. I need my body to stop shitting. Bovington's body, stop shitting. I'm amazed Mia's not asking questions. She looks like Megu, but is Geary's skin color? Wait, really? Interesting. Interesting. Save the fear. Okay. Oh, excuse me. Oh dear, big yawn. Big yawn. Do we have any friends that stream at the moment? Is Hero streaming today? Does anyone know? Oh no, I'm live, aren't I? So Twitch is like, select suggested collabs. No, Twitch, we will not be collabing. Hero's not live. What a scam. What a scam. Oh dear. The yawns are creeping in chat. You know, when like you yawn once and you're like, oh, I'm a bit tired, and then you can't stop yawning. That's where I am right now. That's where I am right now. Oh, there was there was something funny that happened when I was out with Mum the other day. When I was out with Mum the other day, we went to the shops and she wanted to go to B&Q to look at plants. And while we were like perusing the garden centre in B&Q, I was getting really frustrated because I was wearing a t-shirt, right? I was wearing this like oversized t-shirt I've got that I've worn like God knows how many times before. It's not like it was a new shirt or an unfamiliar shirt or anything. There's no reason why I shouldn't have liked this shirt. But like, do you ever just wear something that you normally wear and just for whatever reason it just pisses you off? It was doing that to me. Like I could not handle the neckline of this t-shirt that day. And there's nothing funky or weird about the neckline or anything, but I was not coping with it the other day. I was not coping about it the other day. And I was like ranting about it to Mum. I was like saying about how I don't know what's wrong, but I've worn this t-shirt before. Like I like this t-shirt, but like I just feel so uncomfortable today. It's really pissing me off. And lo and behold, Mum agreed with me. She was like, yeah, I get that sometimes. It can even be my favourite thing that I wear all the time. But sometimes it just feels so uncomfortable and I can't deal with wearing it. And I'm just like, interesting. Wow, that's so interesting, Mum. Sounds like a sensory aversion, Mum. I do wonder, like now that we've like kind of had the conversation a little bit, I do wonder if she's going to bring up like the ADHD thing more. I don't know if she will or not, but I feel like she might. But I'm just glad she's on board. I'm just glad she's on board because like. I know I've said it on stream before, like, even if I get a diagnosis, like, I've said that I wasn't sure if I was going to tell her or not, like, based on, you know, how badly she shut me down the first time I mentioned it. So it's nice to know she's on board, at least, you know? It's nice to know that... I mean, she knows, right? But it's nice that, like, she didn't react badly to it this time, sort of thing. I don't really know what I'm trying to say. I'm tired, and the words aren't wording. But you get what I mean. You get what I mean, right? I feel like if it does come up in topic again, like, it shouldn't be negative, at least, you know? I feel like if it does come up in the future, it probably won't come up negatively. Which is nice. Because, like, I've spoken to my brother about, like, my thoughts. And at first, my brother was a bit confused. Like, at first, when I first mentioned it, my brother was a bit like, oh, really? How come? Because obviously he, you know, didn't know a lot about autism or ADHD himself. But then when I started explaining, like, my reasons why I suspected it and stuff, my brother was like, oh, actually, yeah, that, you know, that does sound a lot like you. Like, that would make sense if that's the case. So my brother was a lot more receptive to it when I mentioned it. And, like, we still don't talk about it that much. But, like, my brother knows and he's on board. But, like, when my mum, like, really shut me down that first day, I was like, well, can't ever talk about that again. But it does kind of suck because, like, I don't know. I feel like there's some times where, like, if I could be, like, open and honest with, like, how I'm feeling and struggling and stuff, like, things would potentially be better, you know? But I still just didn't ever want to really broach the subject. Whereas now, I feel like I could maybe be a bit more, like, open with stuff, maybe. I don't know. We'll have to see how it goes. We'll have to see how it goes. How long does Wisp normally stream for? Wisp is still live. We could raid Wisp. Oh, he's been live for 6 hours. Do we reckon Whisper's going to end soon? La la la. I've gone from pooping to bleeding. I'm going to be here a while. Oh no, Bovington! I hate that for you. Can your body just not? I think your body should just not. I don't know how much longer he's going to be streaming for, but I think we're going to go raid Wisp. I think we're going to go raid Wisp anyway. I am getting really tired. I can feel my brain shutting down. So I think now is a good time. My mech of meat fails me often. Yeah, isn't that true? I hate my flesh suit too. My flesh suit also fails me. Slash raid Wisp Ignis. There we go. Right, we're gonna raid out, chat. I'm getting really tired. It's like hit me quite quickly. And it's hit me heavy. So I am gonna go. I'm really sorry. I know it's like a kind of abrupt end, but I'm really sorry. It's not even been a long stream. It's like, no, I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about it. It doesn't matter. You guys told me it's fine if there's small streams. You guys said it's fine if there's a small stream. You said you would rather a mega stream than no stream. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's not 3 hours long or more. It's long enough. I streamed. I was good. I streamed. And now I'm going to go rest because I'm sleepy. I'm not going to go sleep, though. It's too late to sleep. But yeah, I just want to go mong out, I think. But yeah, everyone be nice to Wisp. Yeah, I don't really have anything else to say. I might stream tomorrow. I might not. I don't really know. My plans are still very much up in the air at the moment. But no, Wisp is hang on, we'll cancel the raid. Wisp is raiding out to Barnsley. Should we raid Barnsley too? Should we raid Barnsley too? Should we bamboozle her? Should we bamboozle Barnsley with the double fucking raid? We can't raid an offline channel. We're gonna raid Barnsley instead. We're gonna raid Barnsley instead. Barnsley is doing some warframing. Wisp just raided Barnsley, so we're gonna raid Barnsley too. No, only Toru can do that. Oh, fuck. But like, what if I did it anyway? What if I did it anyway, though? But yeah, have a great rest of your day, whatever you guys get up to. I will be around when I can, but things are still, obviously, I spoke a lot earlier about my mental, like, vulnerabilities and stuff at the moment. Things are still very iffy with me, but I'm doing my best, okay? I'm doing my best. But yeah, normal rules apply, but more so than normal. If you see me, you will. If you don't, you won't. You know, that's all I can tell you. That's literally all I can tell you. But I'm doing my best. I'm hanging on in there. And yeah, everyone be nice to Barnsley. Everyone say hi to Barnsley. Be nice to Barnsley. Here's the raid messages again because they got pushed up. So grab a message and come say hi to Barnsley with me. And I will see you guys whenever the next stream is. Bye, everyone!